Check it out. This is what 100 extra baht gets you to get rid of all the poor people off the beaches. So given my rant in my original video of why I want to leave Canada, the country that I pick for myself and my family better have addressed all those points, I would think. So as to not bury the lead, I'm going to tell you right now that myself and my wife and my son, we're moving to Thailand, specifically Hua Hin Thailand, and I'll go through some of the reasons to justify why I chose what I chose. So one of the things I started off with in the last video was talking about the cost of living. So it's hopefully it's obvious to folks without having to do much research. The cost of living in Asia, Southeast Asia anyways, is relatively cheaper than it is in the Western countries, especially in Canada. So in Canada, the cost of living is increasing day by day, as you can see by the folks that were forced to live in tents in the parks in my old neighborhood there. In Thailand, the cost of living just to live as a regular person, as a Thai technically, is relatively low. Obviously, a normal Thai is not living in a life of luxury, but they get by. They survive. They make ends meet, and they live and grow, and send their children off to school for a better life and whatnot, right? So that's one thing that Thailand has over Canada, where you don't have to be super rich or were born into a wealthy family. As a normal person, you can still live your life and have those dreams and aspirations for your kids to have a better life. Not so much anymore in Canada, given all the taxes and regulations and barriers to a person getting up to that next level in their life. When it comes to crime, you saw in the charts that Canada had, for whatever reason, as of 2015, the rates of crime is increasing at a rapid pace, only pausing slightly during the pandemic, right? Because I guess even the criminals have to, wear the mask and stay at home once in a while. But the thing is, if you compare that to Thailand in general, and trying to compare apples to apples, you could see that despite Thailand having more people than Canada, their rate of crime is actually significantly lower than Canada per the 100,000 people metric, right? Canada is hovering over the 1,000 instances per 100,000 people, whereas Thailand, you're looking at a rate about 100, so 10 times less, right? So when people say they feel safer in Thailand, it's not just a feeling, it's reality, right? And for somebody like me, having a family and a young child, living in significantly safer than where you're coming from, that's a bonus in of itself. The culture in Thailand is, I think, rooted in its religion. So Thailand is a Buddhist country, and depending on how deep you get into Buddhism, it's a religion / philosophy that has its tenets, I guess, in what goes around comes around. Leave other people be. Don't mess with other people's stuff, which is not yours. Don't steal other people's stuff, because that has a karmic effect on you, the person doing that thing. So I think most Thais live by these tenets and live a very harmonious life. So given that their culture is a lot different from Canada, where again, they're proud of their country, but they focus on themselves. They take care of each other, and they're generally very nice to others, strangers, and help out and stuff like that, right? So it's the total opposite of the recent me mindset that I was talking about in Canada, where folks that are coming in haven't had time to integrate to the Canadian society and understand the Canadian way of doing things, where they're just thinking about themselves, how to milk the system for the most benefits, how to just not fit into the society and contribute to the society for the betterment of others, right? Thailand still has that, as far as I can see, given through their people, their religion, and their the philosophy of helping others, helping yourself obviously, but helping others, and not just messing with other people's livelihoods and stuff like that. And this stuff is reflected, I would think, or correlated at least, in their crime rates that they have in the country, right? So when people are happy, they know not to mess with each other, and basically help each other out. I would think the correlation holds that there'll be less crime in general. When it comes to crypto, I was quite surprised of the recent developments in Thailand. In Canada, it seems like they're hampering crypto development and just basically putting up barriers for folks who want to be invested in crypto, given their caps and whatnot. But in Thailand, just recently, especially in Pattaya, they're making a new initiative where they're adopting the Bitcoin standard, where they're allowing, in Pattaya anyways, folks to pay for goods and services in Bitcoin, right? Where do we see that in Canada? Nowhere, right? If anything, they just want you to not touch it and keep pay taxes if you make money off of it and stuff like that, right? So that example in and of itself should bode well for me, especially how involved I am with crypto and where I think it's going to go in the future. My main reason I said I wanted to leave Canada in the original video was regarding healthcare. Not so much having access to healthcare for the general stuff, cold or minor sickness and stuff like that, but more to the programs and support that I need for my son. Being on a waiting list for 2 years and not hearing back of when I can get some support for my son's speech development is quite frustrating. And the longer I wait, obviously the worse it'll be for my son, because he's not getting his treatment and being normalized with other children. So when I was in Thailand last for a visit, I did check out in Hua Hin clinics that have professionals that help with speech development and other childhood issues, right? And I did find a clinic that actually has that service where, get this, they provide a speech pathologist to shadow the child. And this, what I mean by shadow is not like being a boogeyman and hanging out in their bedrooms and stuff like that, but it's to shadow them when they're actually in school or classes too, so that they understand what the instructions are, from the teachers, and they can do their homework and participate fully with the other children, right? So I thought that was amazing, and to be honest, I thought initially that was going to cost a lot of money when it comes to that type of service. But if you do the conversion on that, just to pay for that pathologist to do the shadow work every day, for the week, and including the school, the private school costs that my son would go to, it only works out to be about $22,000 Canadian a year, which is a bargain relative to the $100 to $500 an hour speech pathology sessions that were available in Canada, right? So yeah, quite a bargain. So if anything, I will let my son go through that treatment plan for a couple of years, see how he does, and go from there, right? But the clinic was saying, most children will respond positively through their treatment plan, and they'll give us daily reports with regards to what he learns, how his development is, things we can help him with and coach him with, so that he's not going to be like a lifelong dependent on this type of speech sessions and stuff like that. So, which is great. My overall concerns and reasons for leaving Canada are addressed when it comes to Thailand, right? But why did I specifically choose Hua Hin as opposed to like Bangkok or Pattaya, Phuket, or Chiang Mai? All the popular places you see from YouTubers online and stuff like that. So one of the things that motivated me to pick Hua Hin was that it's a popular place to be for expats. That's one thing. It's not like I want to hang around with other expats or anything like that, because I'm a bit of an introvert. But it's one of those places where it's popular for expats, so the language barrier should be not as high, because they'll understand a little bit more English than some place out in the countryside of Thailand. But the other part of it was that it's not full of tourists, let's say, compared to, let's say, like a Phuket or a Pattaya. And the reason why I say that is, with the tourists and stuff like that, there's that other more negative aspect of Thailand with, the how should we say it, the ladies of the night and all the entertainment activities that go around that, right? I just want to find a place where it's quiet and I can just live my life and hang around with my wife and child and just watch him grow and develop, right? And not do much other than my online freelance work or day trading crypto or what have you, right? All that other stuff was another time for me in my early 20s and early 30s maybe, right? But I am no longer at that point in my life, so I have no interest in that. So I think Hua Hin is the best place for me, anyways, in my type of personality, where I just want to be left alone and just live with my family and stuff like that. Right. Not to say that all the other places aren't fun, because I know there's a lot of expats in all the other cities I've listed, but I think Hua Hin is the best place for me, and I will go there. So the next steps would be I got to sell my house here in Canada, even though the housing market's kind of tanking, but I'll sell it and see what happens. I got to sell my car I just bought a couple of years ago. I'm going to take a huge loss on that, but c'est la vie. I gotta, junk all the stuff that we've accumulated that we don't need anymore from the house, and basically book a shipping container of sorts to ship the stuff that we do need. Like at least bare minimum some clothes and some stuff to Thailand. Got to go and figure out where I'm gonna live, whether I'm gonna buy, whether I'm gonna rent in Thailand, and then. Get over there and get all sorted through for the schooling and start the speech pathology sessions for my son and stuff like that, and basically live life. So a lot of things to do. I'll document it for the folks who are curious to see what that's all about. But you let me know if I've made the right reasoning when it comes to picking Hua Hin, Thailand. I did consider other countries and stuff like that, but just overall, net with all the points that I wanted to address when it comes to leaving Canada, Thailand addressed all of my concerns and stuff like that quite well. So that's why I chose it there. And I guess one of the few things that made it top over other countries that I was thinking of, like Japan or Malaysia, or some of the Eastern European countries and stuff like that, was the fact that it's a Buddhist country. So my wife is and I technically are Buddhist, and she's a big Buddhist when it comes to that. So she likes that fact. So that was one of the considerations, just for folks to know. Okay. Anyone who's flown to Asia from North America knows it's quite a lengthy flight. Here for us, Thailand is no exception. It's about 20 hours of flight time with a layover at Japan for us. And I guess if you have children, as long as you have something for them to do, occupy their time, it should be okay. But I'm not gonna lie, 20 hours is a long time, so just be warned if you're gonna make that flight over. Hua Hin is about 200 kilometers south of Bangkok, and from the airport you can get a train, bus, or private ride down there. So we decided to, with our suitcases and stuff like that, decided to rent a Hua Hin cab, so to speak. It costs us about converted about $80 for the three of us to rent a truck, a personalized driver to come pick us up from the airport and drive us down to Hua Hin, which takes about 3 hours. Just, you know, pretty good service, relatively cheap compared to spending on Ubers, in North America. Check it out. This is what 100 extra baht gets you to get rid of all the poor people off the beaches. No, just kidding. This is actually one of the Hua Hin beaches in low season. As you can see, there's nobody here. The whole beach is pretty much to yourself any time of the day, technically. Here's my son making most of the day, digging up a crab and a sand dollar. Till the next video, live your best life, everyone.